Nothing like the smell of a fresh new year. I feel trapped. I feel like I'm trapped in a little box and I'm a mime. Math is not relaxing to me. Hello, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for being here. That was super sweet of you. Look at this eye look today, you guys. I'm so excited about this. I did something a little different. I know you're like, a graphic, colorful eye look, revolutionary for you, but it kind of is, because did you notice that I did a little fade in the front here? I was gonna do colors all the way towards the inner corner like I normally do. I'm using the Sugarpill palette, by the way. The Sugarpill Fun Size palette. Did a review on it recently. Fun little grungy pastel palette. Love it so much. But instead of doing colors all the way in the inner corner, I did a little white and tried to make it look like it was faded. You know, it's not perfect, but I definitely want to play around with doing negative space more, because I think it's so fun. You know, it's a little different for the feed today, you know, keeping it fresh for you. But that's not what this video is about. You did not click on this video to find how I am keeping my eye looks fresh and switching things up with my eyeshadow. No, you clicked on this video because you, like me, have an interest in my Project Pan finale and reflecting on my first year of project panning. So if you didn't know, 2021 was my first year ever attempting a project pan. I posted my project pan intro like almost exactly a year ago to this date. So wow, amazing how much things can change in a year. But yes, so we're gonna talk about my wins for the year in my project pan. I'm gonna show you all of the makeup that I hit pan on, makeup that I completely finished, you know, celebrate those wins, and also talk about my losses because I definitely learned a lot this year. It was a big learning experience for my first project pan, but I learned also a lot of things that I don't want to do going forward. So I'm gonna share all of that with you today, my project pan community. I'm tickling you all, unless you don't want to be tickled, in which case I'm just shaking my fingers at you. But yeah, I'm so excited to share all of my updates with you today. So if that sounds like a topic that is interesting to you and you want to hear my reflecting on my project pan finale, then I encourage you to please subscribe and keep on watching because it's coming at you right now. Alright, so like I just mentioned, I changed my project pan rules no less than 5 times. We're just gonna talk about all of the makeup that I've hit pan on and had success with in my project pan, and just forget about the products that I didn't have success with. We'll get to those later. But the one that I'm most proud of this year is my eyeshadows that I hit pan on, because I use a lot of different eyeshadows. As you can see, I'm a big fan of color and I'm a big fan of switching up those colors every day. So for me to hit pan on an eyeshadow is like, gotta give myself applause where applause is due, pats on the back where pats on the back are due. And I think they're due with this by Metal Ups Radioactive eyeshadow palette. Look, 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 look. This never gets old. I will say, this is probably the most exciting part of panning, when you can see your pans and you can see how well loved these shadows are. And I also feel like, I don't know if you can tell from camera, but these are deep. Like, these are some deep shades. I mean, I think it took me a full year of using this palette all the time to even hit pan. So I am endlessly proud of the progress I was able to make on this palette. And I have more pans to show you. Look at me. I did a lot better than I thought I did. You know what? I have quite a few pans to show for this year. One of which being this beautiful palette. I didn't tell you what it is. It's the Midas Cosmetics X Neon MUA Dawn Face palette. And my goal was to hit pan on the contour shade. And boy, oh boy, did I hit pan. Look at that pan. Look at that pan in there. I panned the contour shade and I panned the highlighter shade. I never was really aiming to pan the blusher bronzer. They're just kind of okay in my opinion. These two are like the stars of the palette. So very proud of my progress on that. And then another goal of mine for the year was to completely finish my Milk Flex foundation stick, because I got this in June or maybe April of 2020. So I definitely wanted to try to finish it this year, you know, before it goes bad. And I did. Look, it doesn't roll up anymore. I was attempting to scoop it out of the middle for a while here, but I'm gonna be honest, I think it's past the expiration date now. It's good for 18 months. Okay, so I guess we're like just coming up on the expiration date, and I did feel like last time I used it, my skin broke out a little bit, so I think it's time to finally throw her away. I was saving her for the final update, and I do have an inventory to film, so I'll probably, yeah, I don't know why I hold on to trash for so long. Probably because I have a beauty YouTube channel and I like to share all my empties with you. I'm so proud that I was able to completely finish this foundation. This is the only stick foundation I've ever totally finished, so Hell yeah, a little pat on the back again here. Very proud of that. And then look, another empty that I didn't throw away. This was my e.l.f. Luminous Putty Primer. This was in my project pan earlier in the year, and I completely finished it, which is so satisfying to see a completely empty container. Hi, it's Editing Me and Bert. I forgot to mention a couple items that I hit pan on, and I want to mention them real quick because I'm still super proud of them. The first one is my Honest Beauty Cream Blush in the shade Coral Peach, and as you can see, it has a scoop missing from the side. That's because I did a video where I mixed all my blushes together, but that center part is all me, baby. I really hit hard pan on that. Super excited about it. Love this blush. And the other one I hit many pans on is my NYX Conceal Correct Contour palette. As you can see, there's pans in almost all of them, except for that one shade, which is kind of just like, doesn't fit super well with any of my other things. I kind of just use it as a warming shade, like if I want to warm up the contour shade and make it into a bronzer. But as you can see, I completely finished a couple pans, almost finished 2 others, so I'm incredibly proud of that progress as well. And I believe those are the only products that I have like actual visual progress to show you here today. Oh, I had my Pat McGrath lip gloss I finished, and my Tower 28 lip gloss I finished, but yeah, I can't show you those because I threw them away. But like I was saying, those were all the products that I'm able to show you visual progress on, but I had a lot of products in my project pan that don't have visual progress. And I think this is my frustration, my gripe with panning, and why I'm not going to be doing a project pan in 2022. I'm sorry, I know that's probably like a disappointing finale to have, that I realized I didn't want to do it again. But you know what, the older I get, the more I realize that my time is the most valuable thing I have to offer, and I don't want to waste my time doing anything that I don't enjoy. And that's not to say that I never enjoyed project panning, because I definitely enjoyed it a lot in the beginning, and I lived for the days where I could see visual progress, like on these products where you could actually see the pan. Those days were so exciting for me. Those were my absolute highlights of my project pan this year. But I'm not going to be doing my project pan going forward, because although those highlights were incredible, more often than not I felt very trapped in my project pan. I felt trapped with using the same few products every day. I know that's not a rule of anyone's project pan, that's like not a rule at all, but I personally felt guilty if I wasn't using the products in my project pan, if I was playing with new makeup, or if I was just playing in makeup not in my project, makeup that I wasn't going to be able to see visual progress on. I was like, what are you doing? Oh my gosh, you should be using your panning products, and that just really stifled my creativity. Luckily, I picked an eyeshadow palette that was super colorful, so I was still able to create a lot of different looks with it and everything, but even after a point, it almost made me dislike this eyeshadow palette, and I don't. I love you so much. You're a good eyeshadow palette. I don't know why I'm always kissing my makeup. I feel like I kiss my makeup a lot in these videos. It's because I love my makeup, but project panning almost made me hate this eyeshadow palette, and that made me not want to project pan anymore, because I don't want to hate any of my makeup. I think when you force yourself, and again, I force myself, nobody's making up these rules for me. I know these are not general rules for panning. I'm a Virgo, I make my own rules for myself all the time. But yeah, I definitely created too restrictive of rules for myself, which then led to me feeling guilty when I was not using the products in my project pan. I tried to change the rules on myself many times throughout my project pan. I tried to switch, you know, from visual goals, being able to see pan, to usage goals, to just using something a certain amount of times every month. And do you know what I did every month? I did not count the amount of times that I used my makeup, because makeup for me started out as a way to deal with anxiety. Makeup is the one time during the day where I'm not also on my phone at the same time. You know, we all do this. You're watching TV, you're watching a movie, we're still on our phones, we're still checking social media. The one time I don't do that is when I'm doing my makeup, because I can't. I got an eyeshadow brush in one hand, I got my little compact mirror in the other. Usually I listen to music or a true crime video, and it's just my favorite thing to do. I love doing my makeup and relaxing, and when I was trying to count the amount of times I was using different makeup products, you know, that's not relaxing to me. Math is not relaxing to me. Keeping track of numbers and all of that just made the experience feel less relaxing for me, and so I just didn't want to do it. And even though usage goals felt like it would be easier, felt like it would be less stressful, it wasn't really, because instead of thinking like, okay, I need to use this eyeshadow palette every single day so I can hit pan, I was thinking, okay, I made myself a goal of using this 12 times and there's only 30 days in the month and I don't do my makeup every day, so when I am doing my makeup, I should be using this eyeshadow palette every day, and that makes it not fun anymore. Again, my energy is too valuable. I don't want to waste my energy on something that's not fun for me anymore, and even having usage goals for me just made it feel not fun anymore. And I know I could make my usage goals lower, you know, I could have knocked it down to 5, but I did that with a couple of my products, and I gotta tell you, it didn't make it any less stressful for me. I still felt stressed about it, and especially, you know, talking about how makeup is such a relaxing activity for me, a way to de-stress from my anxiety. Another part of that is creativity, you know, having a creative outlet. And for me, I sometimes use 3 eyeshadow palettes in one look. You know, if there's a color I want to use, I don't mind reaching for a second or third eyeshadow palette. Sometimes I mix my foundations together, I mix lip products together, I'm wearing 2 foundations, 2 lip glosses, 3 eyeshadow palettes. That's just how I like to do my makeup, and that also makes it very hard to keep track of the amount of times that you do things. And again, it feels like it's stifling your creativity to be like, okay, I need to use this X amount of times, so I need to think of ways to incorporate this palette into this eye look today. Like, I don't want to do that. I want to reach for the palette when I want to reach for the palette, like not because I feel like I have to. But yeah, I guess now this brings us to where do we go from here? I've already told you I'm not doing a project pan next year, but where do we go in getting use out of my makeup products? Because that is why I started a project pan. I wanted to consume less makeup. I wanted to buy less new makeup and to actually get use out of all this dang makeup that I have on my desk already. So my plan going forward, although I'm not going to be doing a project pan anymore, I do kind of want to try doing maybe a weekly makeup rotation. I have a couple of friends here on YouTube, Tara Brooke and Kyla Fish, who both do bi-weekly makeup rotations. So every 2 weeks they'll put a bunch of different products into like a bin that they have to choose from. That way they can ensure that they are rotating through their makeup and getting use out of all their makeup. And I love that, because I especially love how they both don't limit themselves to one product for a category. Like, especially I love watching Tara's videos where she's like, I'm gonna give myself 4 different blushes to choose from, and I'm like, yes, as you should, because we don't want to wear the same blush every day, and I feel like that could be good for me. That could really help me to rotate through my collection but not feel so limiting. So yeah, let me know if you guys have ever done makeup rotations, or if you do that in your own collection, and if you have any tips for me. But I feel like if I could pick like 3 of each category, like if I can give myself like 3 eyeshadow palettes to choose from, but also of course, you know, still have the freedom to choose from my own collection if I want to. Although, does that defeat the purpose? I don't know. I'm stuck here because I don't want to do a project pan again because it made me feel too restricted, but I also still want to make sure I'm getting use out of my makeup because I forget about certain things. Like yesterday I pulled out my Odin's Eye Alva 2 palette, which I hadn't used in like months, and I absolutely loved the makeup look that I came up using it. And then I also reached for another new eyeshadow palette to like complement it to finish out the look. So I definitely want to rotate through my makeup because it is easy to forget what you have when you have so much, you know. I keep my eyeshadow palettes in the ottoman that I'm sitting on so I don't see them all laid out in front of me. So I think a makeup rotation could be good for me to ensure that I am rotating through my products rather than trying to make a goal to finish things or to have a usage goal, like to hit it X amount of times. I can just have a goal to use things, not usage, just use, you know? But yeah, I think that's pretty much my thoughts on project panning, or my project pan journey for 2021. I guess to conclude, I would say that if you enjoy doing a project pan and if you enjoy using the same products every day in order to hit pan on them, you should absolutely do that. I get so much joy from watching other people do that. I follow so many project pan accounts on Instagram, and every time they post a new picture of like a fresh pan, I'm like, yes, absolutely. Like, I'm fist pumping over here. I'm so excited for you. But I don't feel that same joy when it happens to me. I feel the joy when I see the pan on my products, of course, but then 99% of the time while I'm working towards the next pan, I'm like, I feel trapped. I feel like I'm trapped in a little box and I'm a mime and I can't get out, but I'm not a mime because it's a real box, but it is a figurative box because I'm not actually trapped. It's all just in my mind. You guys know what I mean. I just feel a little too restricted by a project pan, and I think no matter how many times I change the rules, if I am working towards a goal that is visual or a goal that is numeral, it's just gonna go over my head. It's just not gonna be fun for me. So yeah, we're gonna try makeup rotations going forward. I'm at least gonna try it a couple times. I'm not committing to a year. I know I committed to the whole year with the project pan, and I kind of gave up in like the last 3 months. So I'm not committing to a year with the makeup rotations, but I am gonna try a couple. So let me know if you have any tips for me with that, or if that's something you'd be excited to see. And I'm really excited for the future. I'm so excited for 2022. Oh my gosh, I love a fresh new year. Nothing like the smell of a fresh new year. I thank you guys for coming on this project panning journey with me. I know a lot of you found me through my project pan videos, so I thank you so much for sticking with me. You know, if you want to leave because I'm not project panning anymore, that's okay. I blow you a kiss adieu and thank you for spending time with me, but I'd love it if you stuck around because I make a lot of other fun content too. And yeah, it's the freaking outro, you guys. Thanks so much for watching. If you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I post new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday normally, but right now it's Vlogmas, so I'm posting almost every day, giving myself mental health days when I need it, but I'm posting a whole lot over here, so I'd love to have you join. Check out my description box for all of the makeup on my face today, as well as a bunch of Black Lives Matter resources to support the Asian American community, and resources to support the LGBTQ+ community. Those resources are available in every single one of my description boxes, and I would really appreciate if you took a look at them. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye!